What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, it's Steven here and welcome to a quick update video on the Elephone P7000 regarding the build quality. Now I have a lot of P7000s here and some of them have really bad build quality, like they're bad assembled or whatever. And today I want to take one of them apart, which is probably the worst of all them, and I can just show you what I mean. I have here the screen test application. And you see I have here some pressure spots. On some other phones I have pressure spots here at the top here. It's a bit hard to see, but also if you, for instance, just press at the display, that's something which a lot of Chinese phones have, like it's not really glued together, it's not really one unit like other China phones. Here you can see the pressure spots once again. And you see there's actually some space between glass and display. We can just check this out on a good phone, like for instance the Galaxy S6 Edge, and I can do that all day long on the display. It's really one thin unit, and the build quality of AMOLED displays with the glass is super awesome. That's technology, guys. And a lot of people are hating on Samsung because too overpriced and all that, but also quality control. That's everything you have to pay for. Because quality control is expensive, that's something which you don't have on some China phones because the companies, they just don't care. So in Europe, if that would be on a Samsung device, it wouldn't be sold. It would just get, I don't know, reassembled or destroyed or something. But in China it doesn't matter. As long as it powers on, it will be sold. And well, the quality on this one here is kind of bad from the display, so that's something I would be very pissed if I would have bought the phone. And today we're going to take it apart and we're going to check out the build quality from the inside and everything. Also, I saw a test from GIS China, so that guy was recording a video footage. And he had something like, that noise, if you for instance have your speakers on and you do a call. I'm not sure how you call that, those interferences or something. Not sure how you call it in English. But well, really bad isolation too on some phones, and today we're going to check out if that's also on that Elephone. So that should just be a quick video, please don't mind the quality, so I'm just fooling around here on Sunday and I'm still a bit drunk from yesterday. But let's just see how that phone here looks from the inside, and also I want to show you a bend test, because actually I dropped the phone and it did bend a bit. And I will now then remove the back cover and then we'll try to bend it, because I don't really care about that white version here. If we destroy it, then we fucking destroy it. But I just want to show you guys the build quality of the Elephone P7000. So let's go and let's rock this shit. First of all, guys, the bend test. So for that we have to remove the back cover, because the back cover gives this phone actually really some extra stability. But we'll just take it off. And there we go. But we will just leave the battery in there, okay? We're just going to remove the back cover. And well, the back cover, you see, it's very tight on there, so it really gives it some extra stability. Let's take out the battery because it's still on. And there we go. You can see it's a metal frame. But well, the metal frame is actually just a bit styled. So real stability is not given by that frame. And we can just try to bend that little piece of crap. So let's go. And you see, this actually bends a lot even with that metal frame. So if you buy it because of stability, well then this is no real stability. And if you have it in your pocket, for instance, like if you wear skinny jeans, then I already saw people cracking that phone. For instance, I gave one of them to my friend and he cracked it on the second day. Was bad luck, I really have to say bad luck. If you care about your phone, probably you won't break it. He's just fat and he wears skinny jeans. But well, I don't want to hate here on my friend for breaking some of my phones. But well, that's how the quality looks like. Even though we just bent it a lot, the screen is still working. Wow, where's the pressure spot? Did we remove it? Well, you see, the overall build quality is probably not the best. So you can bend that phone really a lot. It's huge, but the stability could definitely be better. So actually, the battery with the back cover gives that phone the extra stability. But I just dropped it and it really deformed, so it was kind of strange. But well, happens a lot on such cheaper smartphones. We can now try to bend it without the battery. You see it actually, that crap bends a lot, but at least just like the iPhone, it doesn't crack. So that's actually looking good so far. But you see, we deformed it now, and it deformed like this when I dropped it. Well, do you guys think the display is still working? It looks now like an LG curve, but well, let's just see. Let's go and let's power it on. Oh well, it's still working, and I think now the pressure spot here is also gone. It's looking fucking strange. But well, that's actually pretty good. So it's flexible, but you see, it's not quite stiff, so the body bends a bit. Okay, well, what we're going to do now, I will just bend it back. Oh, I think something cracked now. No, actually not. But well, what we're going to do now is we'll just take it apart. So I have to remove all the screws here, then just get off here that plastic back cover. Then we should already see the mainboard and everything, and yeah, then we'll just have a look at the components used in the Elephone P7000. I also had a quick look at the display for you, because some people said you don't have 5.5 inches because of the frame. But no, here you can see it. So we have here, sorry for the scale, but I couldn't find my plastic scale, so we do it engineering style. And you can see we have here almost 14 centimeters. So sorry, I'm a metric faggot, but you can see we have here almost 14 centimeters, so 13.9, and this is 5.5 inches. So yeah, you don't have to worry, you definitely get a 5.5 inch screen, and the border is just around it. Okay guys, so the first step, as I've said before, was removing all the screws. I didn't want to bore you with that, so I just did it, but here you can see we have a lot of those small screws, more than in some other phones, and then you're actually able to lift off the plastic. Now it's splitted in the bottom part and the upper part here with that frame, and well, we have to be a bit careful, because at the bottom we probably have the speaker, so let's just lift that off. And well, the plastic is coming off, but well, as I've said, the speaker is still soldered to the bottom PCB. So I will just now zoom a little bit in and show you how that looks like. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I've now removed the bottom PCB. So you see the speaker soldered to the mainboard. We just have a single speaker, as I've said in the review, so this is a bit disappointing. We have here the vibration motor. We have here a flex connector. So this connects the mainboard with that bottom PCB. Then here we have the antenna in, and here the antenna output from that PCB. So basically that is then touching the antenna loop in that black back cover thing. Then yeah, let's turn it quickly around. So there we go. And what you can see here is the multicolor Harlequin home button LED. It's looking good so far, so far I'm happy with the bottom PCB. It's just a bit disappointing that you just have a single speaker and not a dual speaker, because we have here, yeah, two holes, but they just made it for the design. They didn't mention that it's a dual speaker, so actually, well, they didn't rip me off, so they just didn't mention it, and it was just the design of the phone. So yeah, it could be better with a dual speaker, but well, we just get here a single speaker on the Elephone P7000. So let's go and let's check out the top. Now we can remove that black plastic thing here, and then we can already see the mainboard. In the black plastic thing here, you have here a connector for the LED flash probably. Yes, that goes to the LED flash, so that's connected to the mainboard with two golden contacts once again. Here you can see the connectors for the antenna loop, and we have here an antenna here, and at the bottom. So 4 antennas if I'm right. Well, that's a combination, so GPS, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Alright, then let's have a look at the mainboard, and yeah, we can just flip this up, I think. Well, and this is how it looks like. So we have here two sides of the mainboard actually quite small, like in most phones. And here we have the display and digitizer connector. So here you can see the display driver IC, so which controls the display. Here is something which goes to the bottom, that's maybe the digitizer, I'm not sure, or the capacitive touch button, something like that. We'll later check this out. But yeah, let's have a quick look now at the mainboard. Now here's the mainboard, guys. As you can see, very small. We have here that Touch ID fingerprint scanner. It's connected with that flex cable to the mainboard. And well, it's funny mounted on there because it's actually just glued to the RF shield. But well, as long as it's working, it's good, but probably not the best way to mount such a thing. Then let's get out the camera. And you can see here the number of the camera flex, so the module. We have here JAL, GBL, here 214 in the bracket. Not really sure if that stands for the sensor or something, but well, I will just Google that thing here, check it out in my database. Maybe I can find some information on what camera module is really in the Elephone P7000, if it's really the IMX 214. But well, let's just remove that thing here. So there we go, that was the camera. Now here you can see some chip from the MediaTek chipset, but the main chips, they are under the RF shield on the back side here. Okay, so we'll probably open some of them and check out the chipset, but it's definitely the MTK6752, so actually there's not that much to check out. Now let's have a look at the front-facing camera. You can see it here, so it's version 3.0 from something, JAL, GBL. So yeah, you can Google that if you want to. Maybe you'll find some information on the front-facing camera. But the front-facing camera on the phone was actually not too bad. Let's get this out too. Okay, so you can see here the buttons, volume rockers, so that's really normal, nothing to worry about. Then here we have the dual SIM card slot, so actually that's a combination of a big standard SIM card slot and also a micro SD card slots, and here we have the SIM card slot too. Both support 4G LTE, so you also don't have to worry about that. And well, I think I don't want to open up the IF shields because there is not really much to check out except of that we can see the chipset. But well, chips are just looking like this, some of them bigger, some of them smaller, and have the MTK label on there. And it's definitely the MTK6752. Here, the model number of the mainboard, and oh sorry, it's actually this one here because here's the version number, 1.3, so always important if you break something in your smartphone, like you want to replace a board, check out that number. Also if you just break the camera module, check out the number on the flex, and sometimes you can find it on Taobao or AliExpress or even Alibaba, so sometimes you can get replacement parts, but it's really hard to find replacement parts for China phones on the internet. Okay, yeah, so that's basically the main board. So far it's looking good, not looking bad. But well, what I actually wanted to do is have a look at the frame and also have a look at the display and the glass, because well, I was really not satisfied with those pressure points, and this is really annoying. If you buy a phone and you always see, hey, there's a dot, and then it bends a bit and then the dot is gone, so not really good quality. But yeah, let's go and let's check this out. So I quickly had a look at the sensor for you, and here you can see the sensor, so I removed the lens. So basically Elephone doesn't produce that camera thing. They just buy the whole module and they just make it fit on the board. Well, here you can see the sensor. So it looks like in a big camera, but much smaller. And here we have the lens, so that's actually the big thing here. But well, I had a look at my database because I have some sheets, and I just looked up the model number. I couldn't find this one here, so that's probably too new, but JAL, so you can basically see that on every sensor camera module. Like a lot of them have that in front. Yeah, that's something like the prefix. Also Samsung sensors, Samsung camera modules, OmniVision, whatever. The second one is important. So OmniVision has something like OMV or something like that. And here you can see JBL. And that's usually something which you can find on Sony camera modules, so with Sony sensor. And so far it's looking good. Also maybe the 214 indicates that it's the 214. So I think Elephone is not cheating on us. We definitely have that sensor. And yeah, it could definitely be better. So the software is now crap and it needs optimization. Here we have the front-facing camera. Not sure what exactly that is. Looks like a 5 megapixel module from the size and everything. And well, I just had a look at that number but couldn't find it. So I will do some research and keep you updated on ChinaDevices.com. Now guys, here's the metal frame without all the internals. And it's looking good so far, but the metal here on the outside is very thin. We also have a bit of aluminum or something here on the inside. Gives it some accessibility. Well, for sure, there are no internals now, so it will bend a lot. That's mechanics, but we can just check this out. So, crap, it broke. So it's actually quite thin. And this is how the frame actually looks from the inside. Okay, so let's bend it back a bit. Maybe I can do some Frankenstein smartphone if I just put it back together. Will probably work because the display is still okay. Yeah, let's have a look at the display, which I have also here. There we go. So I think I was right. It looks like that would be display digitizer. As you can see, we have here the number of it. And yeah, they're just connected here together, and then one cable goes to the main board. Not just like on some other phones where you have actually two cables coming out to the main board. And it's not looking bad so far, so it's really glued together. I cannot separate that without applying a lot of heat, and probably then I would break the screen. But I still had pressure points, so this was badly assembled. And the bad thing is, with those pressure points, I cannot sell it. So European region, they will say, hey, I have such pressure spots on my display, and it will just go back. In China, what can you do if you have that? Actually nothing. You will probably get a refund if you really back them for like 1 week. You have to send a lot of emails like, hey, can I get a refund or something? Then they will probably say, yeah, I would just refund you $20. At least that's my experience. Not sure. Some shops will probably just take it back, maybe even eFox. So it really depends on the shop. But selling something like that in Europe is really hard because, you know, customer has a lot of rights in Europe, like they can just give it back within 14 days without any reason and all that. So, well, we just do that for science. So we have now dismantled that phone. So far, the display unit is really looking good. It's not falling apart like on some clones I've had. But this was really a bit badly assembled. Like I had a lot of those pressure spots and this was not looking good. Okay, well, so that's the display unit. As you can see, always important if you replace something. Mostly they just change the digitizer because, well, they're getting different components from a different factory and maybe there's a different revision. So always check numbers on digitizer and display. I repaired a lot of number one phones, and for instance, number one likes sometimes to change the display. Like there is one model with two displays, and then yeah, you order one for the number one S4, S6 or whatever, and then you just try to repair it, and well, the display is not working because it's some different revision or different display. So you have to be a bit careful with such Chinese replacement parts. But that's the Elephone P7000 from the inside. The display unit, as you can see, it's actually quite thin. And, well, the frame here, without any internals for sure, it's not really stable, so it just cracked. But you also see here, not sure if I can focus on that the metal frame actually is quite thin, just like on the most of the phones. Here's some plastic, but also some aluminum, as it looks like, so some cheap alloy. And, well, that's the phone here from the inside. Here, the light spreader for the LED, which you have seen at the bottom PCB, not sure. So here should be the microphone, which was probably on the bottom PCB. And well, that's the Elephone P7000 from the inside. So sorry for this quick video without, many cuts and some good lighting quality, but I just wanted to quickly do that. I'm still a bit drunk from yesterday, but I think we had a lot of fun. We could just check out the Elephone P7000 from the inside. So far the mainboard is looking good, but the video noise, I'm not sure where it's coming from, but it seems like bad isolation or something. And all in all, well, under the IF shields here, you will find the MediaTek chipset, so that's looking the same on all the devices. And for sure, Elephone doesn't cheat on the chipset, so you can be sure that the 6752 is in there. But well, I want to keep that mainboard a spare part. And that's it, guys. That's the Elephone P7000. All in all, not a bad device, but it's, disappointing. Like, you just get a single speaker. Many people expected a dual speaker. The charging circuit is very crappy because there is no quick charging, but now they're implementing quick charging on the Elephone P8000. So there's always something which they don't implement or just don't give a shit, and that's something which isn't good for the reputation of China phones, because China phones are actually a real good alternative to some expensive devices like the Galaxy S6 Edge. But well, I also have to say I never had a problem on those devices, so So far, really looking good. And if you have a problem, you go to your local Samsung store and you get it replaced. So yeah, that's something you have to deal with, but it's more expensive. Some things are rip-off because the hardware is way cheaper than they sell it for, but well, you have to deal with that. All in all, you can watch my review on the Elephone P7000. Many bugs and issues are now caused by the crappy firmware, so Android 5 really sucks right now on a lot of phones. Not only on the P7000, also on the EQ, on some cheap 2G phones. They're releasing now Android 5 because people want it, but it's really badly optimized, and I would stay with KitKat instead of Android 5, because, well, everything is working as it should on KitKat, and who gives a fuck about a damn lollipop. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope I really see you again in my next videos. Check out chinadevices.com. We have a tech talk today, so don't miss that. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a nice day and bye bye.